Hey dudes, welcome to Splat from the Past, the only 80s themed horror and sci-fi show where things can get totally radical. Now today, I will be interviewing probably the most mythic figure of the world famous Comedy Store in West Hollywood, the unsung hero, if you will, Don Barris. If you don't know who he is, he's the host of the Ding Dong Show that he has every Monday night in the belly room at the Comedy Store, where he has all the comedians who are, well, shall we say, challenged, different. He has them all come up on stage to perform whatever it is they do, and he's been doing that for many years now. He had a movie out on Comedy Central back in the mid-2000s called Windy City Heat with Scary Perry Caravello, and Jimmy Kimmel was involved in that. And he's also a warm-up comedian for Jimmy Kimmel's show. And so we're going to be interviewing him today, talking about his amazing journey through the Comedy Store throughout the years and its history and all that stuff. I also would like to announce this weekend I will be at Sinister Creature Con in Sacramento. It's the second one of the year. It's the fall one, October. And everybody will be there, from Suzanne Snyder and Grant Kramer from Killer Clowns from Outer Space, Ty Mack from The Last Dragon, Ken Forey from Dawn of the Dead, the three Evil Dead girls will be there, the cast of Twin Peaks, Ray Wise and Cheryl Lee. Sadly, Sherilyn Fenn had to cancel at last minute, but it's going to be a damn great show nonetheless, so come out to Sinister Creature Con in Sacramento. And so here is my interview with Don Barris. Hi, Don.
Yes, Tommy?
Yep. How you doing today?
I'm doing all right. Are we on the air?
Yes, we are.
This is just completely raw and unedited. Wow, I like your style, Tommy.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm pretty proud of it myself. So, I appreciate you taking the time today. I've been aware of you from Windy City Heat, and then when I found out about the podcast world, I heard you on WTF with Mark Maron and the Comedy Store podcasts, and you've had an amazing journey, and it's such an honor to have you on.
Oh, jeez. Thank you.
So, going back to the beginning, did you always know you were funny when you were growing up?
Truthfully, I think that I really enjoyed playing around. My senior year in high school, I was sort of a class clown. I think I probably won that in a landslide because I was always kind of a hand. And like in my high school, because I played sports, they used like athletes to talk at pep assemblies, and I talked at every single pep assembly, and I remember being very nervous a lot of the times.
Mm-hmm.
I remember one time I was just like stunned. I couldn't say anything, and when they just about took me off. But I think it got me wanting to be in front of an audience, doing that kind of stuff. And I was always kind of the goofball in school, so.
Nice. I heard you say once that you were a DJ in college and you used to make everyone laugh.
One of the things I kind of did, I did work as my own kind of disc jockey, where I'd play frat parties, sorority parties, I did weddings, and I will say that the great thing about that is I would try to be funny. If I wasn't getting laughed, I always had the song to go right into. You know, and it didn't look as bad. Like, oh, I'm just standing out there like you do on a comedy stage, where if you're out there, you're kind of alone, like, oh, I just ate shit, and everybody's looking at me. But on this, forgotten about instantly. So, yeah, there is some truth to that statement. Well, you do your research, my friend.
Yeah, I'm pretty thorough. I listen to a lot of interviews in preparation. I go on the internet. I do all that stuff. So where did you go to college?
Michigan State, but I got thrown out of there. It's just I went, then I go to junior college, graduate from there. It was a thing that school was not for me. I spent more time writing goofy things than I did spending time doing my work.
Yeah, I think a lot of us felt that way when we were in school. So after college, did you have the plan that you were going to start doing stand-up?
No, actually, I just decided, what am I doing? I'm in Michigan. There was nothing that I seemed to like, and I made myself a deal. There was something that I was going to try to do. If it didn't work, I was going to come out to Los Angeles. Well, the thing didn't work, so I moved out to Los Angeles. And quite a journey to get here.
Mm-hmm. What year did you get out there?
Quite a while ago. Over 20 years ago.
Over 20 years ago. I thought you'd been there since like the mid 80s or something, because that's over 30 years ago.
Yeah, I guess it would be. Well, that's over 20. So yeah, it was like the late 80s. You're exactly right. So that would be 30 years ago. This is very early in the morning for me. I just woke up less than an hour ago.
Oh. You haven't had your coffee yet?
I don't drink coffee.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Did you take the normal route of hanging out there and then auditioning for Mitzi?
It's funny. I can actually say that I did hang out there and I got to know people and things like that. But at the time, I was very afraid, and a lot of people always are very, very afraid of Mitzi Shore, the owner of the Comedy Store. And so I never wanted to showcase for her, but I guess I always did because she had me run her pop-up show where she would come in and audition comics, and I would be the MC for that. So she did see me, and she did like me, and then one day she just passed me without me showcasing. One of the very few people that never showcased. She just made me a regular.
Wow. That's amazing.
Not really.
Really? Because was there a lot of guys that were like that too?
I think that there were a lot of people that come there. I mean, people from around the time that I got there and hung out in that what they call the non-paid status. There were guys I guess you know Mark Maron.
Yep.
A few other people that have done well. But it's just, it's a tough thing.
Yeah.
It's a tough road, man. And anybody that tries it, I always appreciate. I always think, wow. That's the reason, because I've also seen people that are terrible at the beginning, but because they had the attitude of either I'm going to make it or I'm going to die trying, because I think that's kind of the attitude you have to have, because there is not a lot of positivity that comes back to you. And it's hard to explain to anybody, meaning women to go out with how you can't afford to take care of them, or just be in a position you could take care of yourself, not really appetizing. If you get help from family members, it's kind of hard to say, oh, geez, I'm doing this. And little things that they don't know that mean a lot mean nothing to them because it isn't paying you. Like to become a regular at the Comedy Store, and then you find out how much you make per set at the Comedy Store is not that much.
Mm-hmm.
People could live on it for sure.
Yeah, that's like the model for most places that you get paid at to do comedy nowadays. It's just not that much anymore. Back then, if you were like, if you were getting like successful, going from, middle ranks to top ranks, you were getting pretty good money in certain places.
Me?
I mean, for, all comics in general back then.
Oh, no, and when you say all comics, I never really made money in stand-up. I made Comedy Store money, which is nothing.
Yeah.
But what I was lucky, because of that, I actually learned the magical art of audience warm-up.
Mm-hmm.
And that does not really, you have to be somewhat funny, but it's about your personality, and you're not telling jokes. It's very hard to tell jokes.
Right.
So I did that. That's where I made, that's how I paid for my bills.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, you got a gift, man. You really do. And so, your first time on stage at the Comedy Store, was that your first time doing stand-up ever?
Oh, I had kind of a tough, the first time, it was very nice. When I first got out here, I took a class
Mm-hmm.
at this ABC television workshop.
Mm-hmm.
Just a bullshit title, but you're there and you're doing improv. And I found that I did well in the class. And one guy had asked me, now you said that you want to do stand-up. Do you want to do stand-up at the show that I'm doing?
Mm-hmm.
He said that'd be good for you because you have a few weeks to prepare for your first time. And I said, oh, this will be great. So I got ready, and first time I ever went up, this guy was running a show. I think it was at a place called Bert's Deli Smoker. So it wasn't the highest place you could possibly start out. But I remember going up on stage. But before I did that, they asked me, hey, there's a guy that just stopped in. Could he go up before you? Now, what I had rehearsed was this act. It's stupid as can be, but, the first time you go up, you're not going to keep that material forever, so it's more of all right, I'm making my first appearance. I just have to have something to talk about when I get up there because it's more about reading the crowd and all that kind of stuff. But when I went up there, the guy before me did almost exactly what I was doing on my set. And my joke is that this is my first appearance on stage by myself. I used to be part of a comedy team.
Right.
The stupid joke was I would just do the setup line.
Mm-hmm.
There's no parts because that would have been the other guy part of the team. It was stupid, but the guy right before me did almost the exact same thing. And I almost wonder if someone knew that I was doing that and they purposely fucked with me.
Wow. That sounds pretty.
The second time I went up, which was the first time at the Comedy Store, in the belly room, there's two people in the audience, both of them gay, and both of them who were sitting right next to this little recorder that I had to see how I did.
Mm-hmm.
All I heard them talk about was my dick. So it really was kind of, I actually told Pauly Shore that, and the guy got fired for doing that.
Wow. God.
That was my first two times ever, so it was not a great start. Why? Have you ever thought of doing comedy?
Oh, I've been doing comedy 12 years.
Oh, well, then you haven't started.
Yeah.
At 12. Where do you work out of?
I'm based in San Francisco. Right now I'm in Redding where there's no comedy because of living circumstances and stuff. But yeah, out in San Francisco, did it over there for over 10 years. And I've been here for the last year and a half. And trying to move to LA by next year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice. That's the place to go.
Yeah, I've been trying to get there for a long time, but it actually might happen next year. Things are finally looking up for me.
Next year?
Yeah.
You say next year?
Yeah.
I'll ask again. All right. Why do you say next year?
Because I'm finally halfway done paying off this debt that I've had, and my mother's retiring, and her and I, we don't do anything separately. We do everything together and stuff. So.
Really?
Yeah. The,
what do you mean? Like you just live together?
live together. Yeah, I take care of her. Her health is not so great, even though she's working. I'm recovering from a car accident that I had a couple years ago.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
So would you move down here with her?
Yeah.
Does she like the idea?
Oh, yeah. She's very supportive of me and what I want to do.
And what do you want to do exactly?
I just want to do good in stand-up comedy, basically, and
Just want to pursue that? Well, then good luck to you, man.
yep. That's all I want to do is pursue stand-up and do whatever I can in it and see where it takes me, pretty much, But I've talked to a lot of comics who were there from like the late 70s to the mid 90s. Guys like Steve Pearl and Rick Wright and Kathy Ladman and Louise Duart and then Louis Bromfield. And they all told me just how fucking insane that place was when Kinnison was the biggest thing in the world.
Well, he wasn't the biggest thing in the world, but he was pretty good, and he was like kind of a storm. It was a crazy time for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, they just told me you never knew if someone was going to get stabbed or shot or get into a fight there. God, it was just crazy. Do you know who Lori Jacobson is?
Yes, the name sounds familiar.
Yeah, she's a gossip writer. She was a waitress there from 81 to 82. Oh, she told me.
Oh, you know what? Did she ever work on TV as
Yeah, yes.
A producer?
Yeah, she worked at Desilu.
I think I did a show, the Suzanne Summers show. I think she was a producer on it.
Yeah.
And she brought me in to do a segment. She was very nice.
Oh, she is awesome. She's been on the show twice. I absolutely adore Lori. But yeah, she told me that place was like the Studio 54 of Hollywood, and she saw a lot of crazy shit there. She saw Mike Binder fuck a waitress on the OR stairway.
There you go. And now he's a huge director.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of crazy stuff there too. It's a wonderful, magical place. I still feel it has a lot of magic in it. And for me, I'm very, very lucky and very honored. It's almost every single night I close that comedy store down. I'm the last guy. Mm-hmm. And they let me go for an hour, sometimes 90 minutes. And I just do everything I possibly can. So, I love it. I love the creative environment. It's like, to me, it's the greatest club you could possibly ask for. I may start out the show with 4 people, but, people will come in. It's really a great ride.
Yeah, I mean, I've been there 3 times. The first time I went there, oh my God, I was in the OR. I was one of like 80 guys who like signed up, and I didn't get on. I went there without doing any research first. This is just before the Comedy Store podcast started, and so I thought it was still, left over from, the Mitzi days, the old system and everything. But I watched all the comedians perform, and I felt the presence of dead comedians in the room, I'll tell you.
There's a vibe, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I just felt that vibe. I didn't feel uncomfortable. I actually felt like a sense of belonging there, And I'll tell you this: when we were walking up the pavement in the driveway, I just completely shuddered because that's where Lubecken landed. I knew about that. It was really eerie. But
really?
Yeah, it was pretty eerie. I've been there 3 times overall though, and I could just feel the energy in the air when I go there. It's it's busy again.
Yeah, it is busy. It's very nice. Big crowds. We've got good shows. It's really a wonderful place again. It was sad because there was points that it was like almost done.
Yeah. Do you know Chris LeVar?
The name sounds familiar again.
Yeah.
Make it for me.
Yeah, I will ask her that definitely. And yeah, I mean, she's a total sweetheart, I'll tell you. But yeah, Chris LeVar is a childhood friend of my brother's. He does these these belly room shows where it's like comedy and rap there, and
Ah,
yeah, he's a good guy. He was a reality show star not too long ago.
what show was he on?
Oh God, what's that show called? I can't think of the name of it. It's one of the
No.
it's one of the talent shows. I know that it's not America's Got Talent, but it's one of the talent.
Hey, hold on. Can I introduce you to somebody? Let me put this person on. Can you hold on just a second?
Sure.
Oh, wait a second. Hold on. Are you there?
Yeah.
Do you edit this out?
Yeah.
When will this air?
But probably within the half hour after we're done.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I do it pretty fast.
Can I make can I push something?
Sure.
All right. So cut all that out, and we can say, hey, can I talk about a T-shirt that I've been doing?
Of course you can.
Well, we have on my Simply Don, the podcast network.com webpage, a very special T-shirt that's going to be never made again.
Mm-hmm.
We take orders for this thing. It goes up until this Sunday night, like 11:59,
Mm-hmm.
and then after that, we're never making one again. So if anybody wants to get it, we've got a little bit. And what they will be doing is helping us get money to put something together that people have been longing to hear from again. I hope that's buffering up the high what's going on. But please do that. I'd appreciate it. Buy some T-shirts. It's a very, very famous T-shirt now. So
Is that why it's
anyway, let's go back. What's that?
is that why it's never going to be released again?
Well, I did this. I thought, we need to raise some money to do some shooting.
Mm-hmm.
And I could think of no better. I didn't want to do a fund me.
Yeah.
And people get nothing really out of it. So I thought we'll sell these T-shirts and we'll raise money there. And we've done all right. I wish we'd make a little more because I'd like to give somebody a nice check. But we've done all right. But if you can, buy a shirt before 11:59 this Sunday night. Famous. That's 1 minute before midnight, 1 minute before Monday. Back to you.
Awesome. Yeah, and by the way, Kickstarter is bullshit based on what I've heard.
What's that?
Kickstarter, the crowdfunding, I've heard it's absolute bullshit.
Why?
It's just, I think there's people behind it that take a percentage of the money after the money's been raised or something.
There has to be something that they make. They don't do that and it makes it easier. We didn't fund anything. We didn't make a lot of money, but we made enough to shoot the pilot that after we shot it, we were told we can't release it or show it to anybody, which sucked.
Mm-hmm.
Pulled their releases. So it was kind of crazy, but we took nothing. And as a matter of fact, some of that footage that we did, you're familiar with Windy City Heat then, right?
Yes.
Have you seen the video that was made on the Perry Kisses on Perry's Lips or whatever it's called? The music video?
I may have saw it.
Look at the worldwide internet.
Mm-hmm.
We put some footage from the few days of shooting from the pilot. So that is on there.
Nice.
A little bit of footage is.
Nice. I'll check it out. I wanted to ask. I never hear you talk about this, and I'm curious. I'm a big horror movie buff. How did you get a role in Blood Diner?
That was the class that I was talking about a little bit earlier.
Mm-hmm.
They had producers that came in the class, and they just found people they wanted. And it was kind of bizarre, but they asked me, instead of me just being an
Mm-hmm.
So that was it was like the first thing that I did. It was kind of cool. So that's how it was from the class. And producers that went to the class.
Wow, yeah, yeah, I covered a horror festival earlier this year, and Jackie Kong was she was supposed to be there all 3 days. She ended up doing only 2 days, and I didn't get to meet her the one day that she wasn't there and stuff. I wanted to ask her about that and the fact that she works with a lot of comedians in her movies. She actually directed the unknown comic movie Night Patrol before that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and all the comics you know from the Comedy Store from that period is in that movie.
Really?
Oh yeah, Andrew Dice Clay, Carl LeBeau, Bill Kirchenbauer, Vic Dunlop, Freddie Asparagus. They're all in there.
Wow. That's fantastic. I did not know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes, but it's good because here are these animated guys, and now is Blood Diner, has that become kind of like a little bit of a cult classic type thing?
Yeah, it's a cult classic.
Is it really?
Oh yeah, I've gone to conventions and festivals, and people love it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Then I would hope that I would just become gigantic, so that little clip of me getting my arm torn off becomes something special.
Well, I mean, I go to conventions out in LA quite frequently, and I write to them saying, "Hey, get this person, that person. I'll suggest to you, if you want me to."
Why would they do that? I do just about anything, but why would they do that? I'm filmed for 2 seconds in a movie.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's memorable, but I mean, if a lot of fans would like to see you there, it might work out, but
You never know. You never know.
you never know. Did Dice get you the role in Brain Smasher?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, I tried. I was going to reach out to the director Albert Pine because I think he's a genius. I found out he's not doing so good health wise. He's got like dementia or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Sad.
That was a very bizarre fucking thing to do. It was a really fun time. It was really, really fun.
Was that the time when you were opening for Dice?
Yeah. And so it was like going on the road, coming back, doing a movie. It was really, really a fun period of my life right there.
Must have been.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, I was just gonna say it must be crazy because he's got like really crazy audiences.
Does he? Does he?
Yeah,
What are you talking about?
Oh, he's got
Yeah.
Dice has really wild audiences. I mean, they just they repeat the rhymes back to him and stuff.
Oh yeah, I was there. I saw that. You're exactly right. And I just say that, and I wanted to go out there and just fuck with them.
Right.
I remember at one point, we were playing in the Palace in Auburn Hills.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get there? Are you familiar with that?
No.
Well, it's where the Detroit Pistons play their home games. It's the big basketball arena in Michigan. And so we're playing there, and there's like 12,000 people there. And my job, I go out there just to screw with them, and I sing like High Yellow Ribbon. I open with that song. I sing a couple songs, and people just would boo the hell out of me. Guys loved it. So just to feel that 12,000 people going crazy. At one point, I just said, all right, let me just ask this. How many people tonight came here to see Andrew Dice Clay? And there was an eruption of power. And I'm telling you, I've never felt that feeling for all those people. And it goes through you. And it's like, holy crap. Now I see why these bands will go out That
Wow.
was just love. It was all for dice. And then after I said that, I said, well, tonight I have 13 of my friends here. And I started naming the friends, and they went back to school.
Shit. A couple of years ago, Dice was supposed to play in San Francisco, and he ended up canceling like the week before. And it was a funny thing. I got overdrawn in my bank account, and like having the money refunded back to me like cleared my bank account.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The dice screwing up.
Yeah.
You're at bank charges.
Yeah. It was a funny coincidence. Shit.
Yes, it is.
So how did your association with Jimmy Kimmel start?
You fell in love with the big three.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, he's just maybe one of the most decent people. Definitely one of the most decent people I've met out here in Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
Good guy. Got him from a great man. And
He seems like it.
well, I'm doing stand-up comedy.
Mm-hmm.
And people in stand-up are maybe the worst people alive.
Yeah.
A lot of them. So there's a big difference. So there's a void in my life, and he's still there.
Yeah.
Okay. And Jimmy was just a good guy, and then everything has turned out very well ever since. He's kept me working ever since, which is wonderful. I mean, my God, I'm lucky.
Yeah. I mean, you've been doing warm-ups for him like since day one, right?
Of Jimmy Kimmel Live, plus that I did all the seasons of the Man Show. He got me on with that size money doing it. Hold on a second. Hold on one second.
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah.
You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, sorry about that.
It's okay.
I'm just getting calls. But you'll edit this. Hold on. I'm going to bring somebody else in here.
Okay.
Introduce you to somebody. Hold on.
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hey, I brought on the line, right? We were talking about how tough show business can be.
Right.
And I've got one of the cast members from the Ding Dong Show on here. Are you familiar with the Ding Dong Show at all?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't. So do you know who Taco Surfer is?
Think I've seen. Yeah.
Fine, say something to him.
Okay.
Taco. Hi. Hey, Don.
Hi, how are you?
You're on the radio. Oh wow. Hey, how's it going?
Oh, everything's great. How are you doing?
I'm pretty fantastic.
That's awesome.
Thanks, man. You doing good?
I'm doing pretty good. job in Redding, California.
Oh, cool. Hold on just a second.
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hello.
Tato. Yeah. Tato. What are you doing, dude? I bring you on a show, and this is a guy that's a cool guy. You didn't even ask his name. This is Tommy. And you, oh, hey, Tom. Where are you? You're not sounding very good. This guy's trying to get ratings. What are you doing? Bringing the ratings down. Oh, wow. I know. I'm interested about you. Well, I'm a pretty well-respected action sportsman. I've surfed many coasts.
Uh-huh.
Gulf East, West Coast. Tommy, let me just say this. I don't know if you know Schizo Surfer. Schizo Surfer claims that Schizo Surfer is kind of stealing his identity. I've never seen it, but there is a constant battle. Tommy, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you talk to Schizo right now and try to get something out of him. Take it away, Tommy.
Okay. So where are you from?
Is he talking to me, Don? Because I'm Schizo.
Yeah, Scotzo. Scotzo, yeah.
All right, but what is going on here is you asked a question just as bad as the one that he asked you, Tommy.
Yeah. Where are you from, Scotzo?
I'm from Cajun, Louisiana.
Wow. You're from New Orleans. That's awesome.
No, I said Cajun, Louisiana. I'm
Yeah.
from New Iberia, the same place Tabasco sauce came from.
Oh, nice. Tabasco sauce.
All right. Hold on. Yeah. I'm pretty spicy. Hold on just a second. Hold on just a second.
Okay.
Are you there?
Yeah.
All right, Scott, so listen. Hey, can I just say this?
Mm-hmm.
I tried to bring you in. It didn't work. Tommy's got a show that a lot of people listen to. And I'm just saying, I'm on the phone with you guys. I'm here live, and I'm bored to tears. Scott, okay, that's good, but it's the Call of the Wild was a little too late. Maybe you should have opened with that. I'm sorry. All right, I'm going to let you go right now, okay, Scott? So I'll talk to you later. Okay, Don. Bye.
Bye, Scotzo.
All right, I don't know what happened there. I'm gonna bring someone else in here. Okay, just a second there, Tommy.
Okay.
Okay. I have on the line right now a guy that I'm actually somewhat enemy.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. What happened?
I think we got disconnected. The signal faded or something.
Yeah. Okay.
It happens sometimes on the show.
Does it?
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that.
It's okay.
Can I continue on?
Yeah, I'm almost done here.
Is that okay that I did that?
Yeah, it was pretty funny, I have to say. So how did you come up with the Ding Dong Show?
Well, I thought, where's my career going? Nobody's fucking paying attention to my stand-up at all.
Yeah.
You know what? The only thing I got out of the Comedy Store was I was hosting the pop-up night
Right.
in front of Mitzi at her showcases. And I started seeing, if introduced correctly, people were willing to have fun with bizarre characters.
Mm-hmm. And that's how it started.
Yeah, and then that's, and I started with, like, guys and, like, Harry and all these other people, and Harry became part
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Windy City Heat is one of the funniest movies ever made, man.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. How did Bobcat get involved?
Uh, I think he knew Jimmy. Jimmy asked him if he directed.
Mm-hmm.
And I was honored to work with Bobcat. I was honored. He was so wonderful, and he was so cool. You know,
Yeah,
I mean, here's Bobcat. Not only was he a huge comic, but I mean, he used to open in concerts for Nirvana.
yeah, yeah. I mean, he's one of the guys that made me want to become a comedian when I was a kid.
Really? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's great, man. He's great. And it was very sad that during the day, his arguments with Kinnison.
Oh yeah. Did they used to get the arguments at the Comedy Store?
Not really the comedy store because Bobcat wasn't there an awful lot at the comedy store. But, what he did at the time, Sam was always upset because, they put Bobcat and Sam in the category of screaming con.
Yeah.
I think that Sam hated that. And so he really held that against Bobcat, who didn't deserve it. Bobcat was funny and completely different than Sam.
Yeah. I know they both influenced me when I was a kid, and I both knew that they screamed, but I always considered them different.
Yeah, well, but I think that Sam wanted to be kind of an individual and didn't want to be grouped in with somebody else.
Of course not. He wanted to be the king, you know.
Yeah.
So in addition to the T-shirts you mentioned before, do you have any upcoming shows you want to plug?
Well, I'm at the comedy store every night, except for this upcoming week, the 15th to the 20th. I'll be in New York. I may do spots somewhere, but we're doing Jimmy Kimmel Live from there. So it'll be at the Brooklyn Academy of Music, the Band Theater, which is wonderful. It's very fun. So I'll be there, but not really anything to promote. I mean, go to my website. We're building up a whole thing, and a lot of nice things are happening for fans of all the stuff that I do because I think we live in a day and age that you can do some pretty fun things online. And I think that what we're going to do is we've got some pretty cool people that like what we do. And I know that's a roundabout bullshit way, but it's just like we're doing some cool stuff. And we're going to start pushing that. So simply down the podcast network.com is the website. And follow me on Twitter. I hate the fact that Brody Stevens has more followers than me, and I don't know if you know Brody, but I just despise that fact.
I never met Brody, but I know who he is.
So follow me on Twitter. Go to my Instagram, both Simply Don1.
Mm-hmm. I follow you on Twitter.
All right. Follow me on Instagram.
I didn't even know. I didn't even know if you had one. I'll go. I'll follow you on there.
Oh, the other thing that you can do.
Mm-hmm.
I am in the middle of doing something that some have called impossible to do.
Right.
But today, the day that we record this, I have now worn 260 different T-shirts every day this year. I am going to go to 365.
Wow, that's a lot. Why is that?
I will wear 365 different T-shirts in 365 days. It's all on my Instagram. It's Simply Don1. You can follow that every day. Right now, I've been in the middle of nothing but Quentin Tarantino T-shirts.
Nice.
Today I'm wearing that. We're going through chronological order, and it's not like just one out of a few. Like I think I had 10 from Pulp Fiction, but today is the first day of Jackie Brown T-shirts.
awesome. I love Jackie Brown.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah, I love all the Tarantino movies.
You ready for a scoop?
Oh, the new one coming out? Yeah. I'm a little sad though because Burt Reynolds doesn't get to play Warren Spahn or George Spahn.
Oh, this has nothing to do with that.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Okay, I was thinking.
Even though we did shoot that music video where we're playing in the streets on the one that you haven't seen yet.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I even knew the name of it. Anyway, we are in front of some of Quentin Tarantino's stuff that he shot on Hollywood Boulevard. They still had Peaches Records, and they had a couple things that were big in Hollywood during the 70s or whatever.
Nice.
And he had designed Hollywood Boulevard in a little part with those signs. We filmed our video there. The next day, all of it was down the next morning. So we were very lucky to get it in. But, no, what I was also going to do, yeah, I will be wearing 365 t-shirts, but here's what's going to make people's heads explode.
Mm-hmm.
Day 260 days in a row.
Yeah.
Is the 260th day I've worn a different hat.
Wow.
I haven't even told people that. Your show is the first one that this is breaking on.
Wow, I'm flattered. I really am.
All right, so now, what are we going to do next? What is going on here now? What else can you say? Any other questions you have for me? I'm a busy fucking person.
Well, no more questions, Don, but I appreciate you taking the time today, and when I eventually move to LA, I'll be at the Comedy Store a lot, and I'll see you.
Oh, that will be wonderful. And I shall see you later.
Yes.
Until then, Tommy, tell those people that your pal Don loves them.
My pleasure. Thank you, sir, and have a great day.
Right, bye now.
Bye-bye. Well, there you have it. Don Barris. Ain't he a cool dude? Thank you so much, Don. You're an interesting guy, and you do a lot of interesting things in comedy, and I appreciate your time. If you like this video, everyone, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, add me as a friend on Facebook, join my Tommy Kovac comedian page on Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and all that fun stuff. Well, that's all the time we had this week on Splat from the Past. Until next time, this is Tommy Throwback Kovac saying, there's no shame in living in the past, because the present sucks. Later, dudes.